In this video, I want to talk to you about how to recruit experienced bank card professionals. Now, this group is the most expensive group to target, the most difficult group to target, but it's by far the most rewarding. And so just to clarify what we're talking about, these are salespeople in the merchant services industry that are currently submitting 5 to 15 deals a month to a processor. And so you're trying to compete and get that sales rep away from the one processor and over to your program. And so I'm going to talk to you about the keys to accomplishing that. Now, if you can accomplish your objective there, then this is the group that you want, because it's very easy. If you can get 10 reps that are decent reps, you can be doing 50, 60 deals a month pretty consistently. And so it's definitely worth it. Whereas if you get green reps and all that, it takes a lot more work to activate them and train them. And so, definitely the experienced bank card professional in this industry, it's a very competitive thing. It's difficult to recruit them. And so I'm going to give you a couple of ideas. So before we even get into how to target them and go after them, there's some prep work that has to be done first. Number one, you have to make sure that you have a very, very good program. And so the most important thing to an experienced bank card professional initially, kind of the cost of entry, is that your program has to be competitive in terms of what you're offering and your value proposition, as well as the value proposition for the merchant and for the sales representative. That has to be competitive with who they're using now. So what you want to do is you want to look at the larger players in the industry. The odds are that an experienced bank card professional has probably seen what most everybody else is offering. They've seen the ads, they've gotten they read the green sheet, whatever it is. And so you need to make sure that you are having a program that's going to differentiate you in the marketplace. So think through each facet of your program. I like to think through it in terms of, imagine if you are an experienced rep and you make a sale, where would you place that deal, and kind of run the numbers. One of the ways you can do that, if you have the instant quote tool, go to instantquotetool.com and you can actually go in and create programs for your competitors. And then you can put your own programs in there, and then you can run different statements and actually compare and see how do your programs stack up, maybe where they're a little bit less, where they're a little bit more. So you can leverage the tool yourself and put the programs in from your competitors and kind of keep track of it. And when you see a new program come out from your competitor, put it in the tool and see okay, why would a rep want to use that? Is this going after larger volume merchants, smaller volume? So you got to find where those holes are, because if you do recruit an experienced rep, the worst thing for you is if they're going to submit deals to 4 different companies. You want to make sure that you've got every single avenue covered. So maybe even if there's a small segment, maybe it's maybe you don't want deals that are priced under 3,000 in volume. But here's what you have to understand. If you don't take those deals, then that means that rep is going to look for another processor when he or she sells a deal under 3,000, and that other processor is going to get their chance to pitch the rep on coming to them. And so you need to close all those loopholes by making sure you've got everything covered. Again, even if you're I really don't want these, accounts. Is there a way to make that work? Because you really don't want to lose the experienced rep, because one of their 10 deals every month is going to somebody else, and then they end up going to that processor, and that happens all the time. So you need to have a good program that's competitive. That's the number one thing that you've got to start with before anything else. The second piece of your program that you need to have in place if you want to make experienced reps excited about your program and come on and join your team is you need to think about technology. You need to think about 3 different areas of technology. Okay, are you ready? Number one, online application. An absolute must. You have got to have a great online application. And if you want to know what I mean by that, I mean pull out your smartphone right now and fill out your merchant app. Okay? And if that's difficult or impossible for you to do, then don't recruit experienced reps, because they're going to leave you for somebody else. Okay? Now, good news, instantquotetool.com. If you're one of our ISO clients, we can develop your own online application and tie it into services like a DocuSign type of service. We can integrate, and so we can do all that for you, make a really nice mobile responsive, web forms and things like that. So let us know if you have an interest in it, but you definitely have to have an online application. That's crucial. Number 2, you need to look at what technology are you currently offering to the client. So what is your experienced bank card rep going to be able to say when they walk into the client location? Do you have maybe analytics software like TransLogic? That's a company that I really like what they have. Or do you have a tablet point of sale system like, maybe Clover or whatever? Like, what do you have? Do you have something that's technology for the client? Because an experienced bank card rep knows that the key to making sales is to differentiate when you walk in the door. And so saying, I'm going to save you $20 a month, that's not really enough differentiation for them. They're going to want something in terms of technology that you're offering to the client. Again, that could be point of sale, could be maybe a special pin pad you offer, it could be marketing, it could be whatever. But make sure you've got something that's exciting, that's up and coming for them to offer to the client. So we have online application, the first kind of technology you need to have. Secondly, technology for the merchant to use, and so that way the rep has something to pitch. Number 3, you need to have a prospecting tool that the rep can use. Sales reps in this industry are sick and tired of statement analysis. They're sick and tired of scanning and faxing and emailing and all these statements in and then waiting 3 days to get it back. There's just simply no reason for it anymore. People like me are putting out content every single day on all the major social media platforms, pounding into their head that they need to stop doing that. So they don't want to do that anymore. So make sure you have a good tool. Again, obviously I'm biased. We have instantquotetool.com, which I love. I built it and my team built it. So, that's what we like, but you've got to have a tool where your rep can get out in the field and they can right on the spot, they can provide some insights to the merchant. They can, go through and fill out the application for the merchant, but they can do that proposal process and make a nice PDF proposal that they can email to them. Like, all that stuff has just got to be done, and it's got to be super, super easy for them to use. And that's going to be absolutely crucial to recruiting an experienced rep. So now you've got a good program, you've got good technology in place. In the next video, we're going to talk about how to target experienced bank card reps when you're trying to recruit them.